What is an ESG strategy? That's a question I'm aiming to answer in today's video. If you're responsible for developing an ESG strategy in your organization, this video is for you, as I will be covering what is the purpose of an ESG strategy, where and how it is used in long-term planning and the day-to-day processes. I'll be looking at what makes an ESG strategy, like exact ingredients that should be there, and examples from other company ESG strategies and how that has changed their business model for good. But before we start, if you're here for the first time, nice to meet you. Welcome to your Impact House. My name is Christine. I'm the founder and sustainability advisor. But if you have been here before and still haven't subscribed, please do. That's a way how you can show your support for this channel. All right, let's get started. First question, what is the purpose of an ESG strategy? The main goal of having an ESG strategy is to mobilize resources in a targeted way towards reducing risks and creating new opportunities. The thing about making progress towards ESG related topics is that it will take time. And in most cases, it requires long-term planning and a strategic approach. But if we approach ESG in a sporadic way, doing a project here, project there, it's easy to miss the bigger picture and spend time and resources on things that might be important, but that are not really contributing to creating a competitive advantage in the long term. That is why the first step of creating an ESG strategy is identifying which ESG topics are the most material to the business, where you can make the biggest difference, and what ESG factors can impact the business in most significant way. Once these topics are identified, the company then can create a vision and a strategy. Where do you want to be in 3 or 5 years' time in relations to these matters? Practically speaking, ESG strategy first and foremost is an internal document that the company leadership team and the management team uses to set short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals. But of course, ESG strategy is not only used for internal purposes only. It's also the basis of the company's ESG communication. It is included in the company's ESG report if the company publishes one, and it also is the basis of sustainability communication on the landing page, social media, direct customer conversations. And it also forms the key talking point for the leadership team when they present the company on stage to the media. All right, that's all nice and well, but what ingredients actually make an ESG strategy? First, of course, the company needs to clearly understand where the strategy is going to be used in the future. If the company isn't required to report or communicate about ESG strategy publicly, and the strategy is going to be used more for internal evaluation and goal setting, I would say that the key things to include would be the following ones: mission, values, and sustainability commitment. In this section, your goal is to give the reader a wider context of why your company actually needs to think about ESG in a serious way, and what is the background from which the company starts the journey. Then comes the executive message, which essentially is an endorsement from the CEO or member of the board, outlining organization's sustainability commitments and showing that they are putting their name under those commitments. The third point would be the ESG frameworks you're basing your strategy on, if there is any, of course. That might include CSRD, GRI, Sustainable Development Goals, or maybe some other frameworks that are most relevant to your business and your industry. Next, I would suggest to include the results of the materiality assessment, or maybe some other ways how you have decided to prioritize specific ESG topics over other ones. And then I would like to see what exactly are you going to do about those specific topics that you have prioritized. What goals do you have in the long term, mid-term, and what are you aiming to achieve in the next year? And in the ideal world, I would also like to see how the progress towards those goals will be measured and how the progress is going to be monitored over time. I also should point out that in the case you are reporting with some specific framework like CSRD or GRI or any other framework for that matter, there should be additional requirements and guidelines for what exactly the strategy should look like and what should be included. So just consider that as well. And now let's take a look at a couple of examples from company ESG strategies that I think deserve a bit of recognition for the work that they've put in creating and implementing their ESG strategy and essentially transforming their business. First, I would like to point out that we often see companies in high polluting industries or industries that face the most significant environmental or social risks invest in ESG the most. And honestly, I think it's a good thing because that's how the transition towards a more sustainable economy and business environment actually happen. Identify what are the problems, look for the most financially logical solution, and make progress towards those goals over the years. First, let's take a look at Švenk, Latvia. Švenk, Latvia is the only cement producer and one of the leading building material producers here in Latvia. In Švenk, Latvia sustainability report, the company has set 3 key mission statements: zero harm for people, zero harm for environment, and zero tolerance for corruption and non-compliance. These strategic pillars or mission statements are then turned into 6 strategic directives, each having 7 sub-directions with specific goals and KPIs. So there is climate and environment, local community and workforce, industry and governance. In case you're interested in exploring the whole report, I'm going to link it in the description below so you can do your homework and look at the whole thing yourself. And another example that I wanted to highlight as part of this conversation is from another local market player, Virši. Virši is a rapidly growing local energy trader and convenience store network, mostly operating in Latvia. For most of its existence, it's been known for its gas station network, essentially selling fossil fuel-derived products and sweet snacks packaged in plastic. But a few years ago, the company was listed on the Nasdaq Stock Exchange, and with that, it started ESG reporting and underwent a significant shift in its approach to doing business. A strategic shift, if I may. Based on their latest report on the results that they've achieved in 2022, the company has continuously invested in diversifying its business model by developing CNG infrastructure, launching new product development efforts, and rolling out an ambitious electric car charging network, as well as deploying solar panels on station rooftops to provide self-generated electricity. Essentially, the company is earning money through providing the infrastructure that we currently need, while investing in building the infrastructure that support the future of mobility that we all want to see. And that has been a strategic decision that I truly applaud. There are many more examples to look at in the local market and beyond, but for the sake of conciseness of this video, I'll have to wrap up now. If there is any question that you still have left unanswered, then leave it down in the comments below. I would love to see what ideas this video has sparked and provide you any guidance and support on your journey. If ESG and sustainability is on your agenda now, then make sure to subscribe because there are many more interesting videos coming up on the subject. Thank you for watching. See you soon.